Coin-operated coffee machines are a staple in offices and public places. Years ago, these machines were notorious for spewing out brownish water that on a good day tasted like mud. But the latest machines have mastered the art of making delicious coffee one cup at a time, so you can stay awake at work. This coffee machine makes several different types of hot beverages, and if your employer prepays, you don't have to insert any coins. Production begins with a sheet of steel nearly 2 meters long and ½ meter wide. This flat, as it's known, will become the top and side sections of the machine's casing. A computer-guided punch press makes dozens of perforations for ventilation and for the various fittings the machine will need in order to function. A worker puts another sheet of steel into a press. This press bends the metal into 90-degree angles. This piece will become the bottom of the casing. A spot welding machine is used to assemble the base panel. This will later house a waste chute, overflow sensors and wires. The casing is coated with an epoxy-based paint powder. This process statically charges the powder and draws it to the metal like a magnet. Excess powder falls into the barrel below. A fan that'll vent the steam and heat generated inside the machine is installed. One of 2 coffee delivery mechanisms called augers is assembled. When the machine's on, the ground coffee is moved to the brewer. The augers are installed into what's called the joule hopper. The hopper's 2 sections will hold up to 6 pounds of different coffee blends, such as dark and light roasts. Next, an agitation wheel is installed. This plastic wheel helps move the ground coffee along and prevents it from getting stuck. The plastic couplings on the augers are aligned to mate with the ingredient dispenser. The joule hopper attaches to the ingredient dispenser with 1 screw in a pivoting bracket. Power cables are connected to the dispenser's motor and to a water inlet valve. Next, a heater and temperature sensor are installed inside the 7-litre plastic water tank. This 1100 watt heater keeps the water at 94 degrees Celsius, just below boiling point. That's the optimum temperature for extracting flavour from ground coffee beans. After applying stickers warning service technicians to turn off the machine before draining it, 3 outlet valves are installed. 1 to dispense hot water for tea, 1 for coffee, and another for hot chocolate. Next comes stainless steel rods to monitor the water level inside the tank. They trigger an automatic refill mechanism. The power wires are connected to the brewer motor. The whipper mixing bowl is connected. This aligns with a chocolate syrup dispenser to prepare the hot chocolate. Next, the brewer motor assembly is installed into the machine's casing. This is the coffee machine's 15-button selection panel. Once that's hooked up, workers test the chocolate syrup delivery system. Water is run through it to ensure it doesn't leak. They also test it to see if the system dispenses the correct dose of syrup. 1 dose is 15 millimeters, a tablespoon. A small cup of hot chocolate requires 2 doses. A large cup requires 4. Now they install the brewer. It works much like a cafetiere, brewing a separate batch for each cup. To test it, they run water through it and make sure the selection panel works properly. By testing the panel with the coffee machine closed, they ensure the circuits are properly aligned behind the selection buttons. Depending on how strong you select your coffee, a dispenser releases between 6 and 16 grams of ground coffee into a reusable nylon filter. A piston then forces hot water through the filter, and this process extracts the flavour of the ground beans. The machine then scrapes away the coffee grinds and throws them down the built-in waste chute. Then it prepares for the next customer and the next delicious cup.
you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up